Tonight, our special transmission as Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei says it is Iran's duty to avenge Ismail Haniyeh's death. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Aisha Ashraf. Today is the 300th day since the onset of Israel's war on Gaza. Palestinian Health Ministry reports in the past 24 hours, Israeli strikes have killed 45 Palestinians. 77 have been injured. This follows a deadly Israeli airstrike in Beirut. The strike resulted in 3 deaths and 74 injuries. 2 of the casualties are those of children. Israel describes the strikes as a targeted assassination operation aimed at Hezbollah commander Fuad Shukr. 42 more bodies have been recovered from eastern Khan Yunis after the 9-day Israeli ground operation. So far, Israel has killed 39,400 Palestinians. 90,996 have been injured since October 7th. Vast tracts of Gaza lie in ruins amid severe shortage of food, clean water, and medicine. Israel faces accusations of genocide at the International Court of Justice. The court has ordered Tel Aviv to immediately halt its military operation in the city of Rafah. Israel's military has demolished over 30 water wells in Gaza this month, exacerbating an already dire humanitarian crisis. In the last week, Israel forces targeted wells in Rafah and Khan Yunis. The destruction has multiplied Gaza's severe water shortage. Oxfam, an international NGO, reports 88% of water wells and all desalination plants damaged or destroyed. Civilians are facing hazardous conditions. Media reports show children walking miles to line up at makeshift water collection points to collect contaminated water. Israeli forces have targeted the Greek Orthodox Saint Porphyrius Church in Gaza City. Saint Porphyrius was built in the 5th century. Palestinian officials call the attack a crime against religions. The church is housing displaced Palestinian Christians. It has sustained significant damage from missile strikes early Tuesday. Ismail Haniyeh from the Palestinian Media Office condemns the attack. He says Israel has destroyed over 600 mosques and 3 churches since October 7th. Fawad Ayed, a displaced Christian present during the attack, says the church was targeted with 2 missiles. The political chief of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, has been assassinated after a missile hit his residence in Tehran, Iran. The attack took place yesterday. Haniyeh had arrived in Iran for the inauguration of President Masoud Pezeshkian. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has declared avenging Haniyeh's death a duty for Tehran. Haniyeh had been living in Qatar. He had long been a target of Israeli operations. Earlier this year, Israel's strikes in Gaza had claimed the lives of 3 of his sons and 4 of his grandchildren. The assassination follows a pattern of targeted killings of senior Palestine resistance organization figures. Recently, a senior Hamas leader, Saleh al-Aruri, was killed in a drone strike in Beirut. Al Jazeera's defense editor Alex Gatapoulou says U.S. intelligence may have played a role in locating Haniyeh. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, however, denies Washington's involvement. The assassination is raising questions about the fate of the U.S.-led ceasefire negotiations in Gaza. Haniyeh was key to these talks. Israel has not commented on the high-profile killing. However, Israel's Minister of Heritage, Amichai Eliyahu, has praised the assassination. He says Haniyeh's death makes the world a little better. In a stern broadcast statement, Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has vowed punishment against Israel for the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh. Khamenei says the criminal and terrorist Zionist regime has murdered a dear guest in his house. He says Iran has prepared the ground for a harsh punishment. Khamenei says it is Iran's duty to avenge Haniyeh's death. President Pezeshkian says Iran would defend its territory and ensure that the attackers regret their cowardly action. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps condemns the attack. The Corps says the Zionist gang of criminals, murderers, and terrorists showed no respect for international laws. Israel has not yet commented on the attack. Israeli media has indicated that officials have been advised against commenting on Haniyeh's assassination. Iran has announced 3 days of public mourning nationwide for Haniyeh. A funeral ceremony is scheduled tomorrow. After the ceremony, Haniyeh's body will be transported to Qatar, where he will be buried on Friday. The assassination of Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran has sparked widespread international condemnation. Egypt has criticized Israel. It says the act reveals Israel's lack of commitment to de-escalation, especially as Gaza ceasefire talks stall. Russia calls the killing an unacceptable political murder that risks escalating regional instability. Turkish President Erdogan condemns the attack as an attempt to undermine Palestinian resistance. Erdogan is calling for a unified Islamic stance against Israeli actions. Iran blames Israel for the assassination and pledges to hold it accountable. Lebanese and Jordanian leaders have also condemned the killing. Jordan calls the move a violation of international law. Qatar fears it will lead to further chaos and undermine peace efforts. Pakistan has expressed shock over the timing of the assassination as it coincides with a significant political event in Iran. China is urging restraint and expressing concern over potential regional instability. U.S. Defense Chief Lloyd Austin has affirmed the support for Israel if attacked by Hezbollah. Austin made the remarks while speaking in the Philippines. He has reiterated America's commitment to Israel's defense while advocating for diplomatic solutions. His statement follows an Israeli drone strike on Hezbollah's headquarters in Beirut yesterday. The attack destroyed part of the building. The strike was reportedly in retaliation for a missile attack in the Golan Heights. Israel blames Hezbollah for the attack. Hezbollah denies any involvement. Residents of Majd al-Shams in the occupied Golan Heights have firmly opposed Israeli retaliatory strikes. Local residents have issued a statement condemning the use of their tragedy for political gain. They reject any further bloodshed. Many of these residents do not hold Israeli citizenship. The Israeli Prime Minister faced local anger during a visit. Protesters demanded his departure. They barred other far-right politicians from attending the children's funeral. A recent YouGov poll reveals broad support across several countries for the top court's arrest warrants against the Israeli Prime Minister. In Italy and Spain, 57% of respondents support the warrants. 54% are in favor of the warrants in the United Kingdom. 65% of respondents in the UK also support a warrant for Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. A majority of respondents from France, Germany, Sweden, Denmark, and the US back the warrant against Netanyahu. The poll reflects a strong belief in war crimes committed by both Israel and Palestine resistance organizations. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has signaled a shift in policy. He has shown support for the warrants and is reviewing arms sales to Israel. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Muslim Network TV, which is a nonprofit organization. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.